Hello everybody and welcome back to another team analysis video. My name is Silvokiji and this is TheZoneGamingGo. Now, on One Piece Burning Blood, we're going to talk about a team that I actually didn't expect to show up, and also a player that's new to the game, not new to the game, my bad, new to the community of TheZoneGamingGo, and this is actually his first to 10 video. So this is going to be 00, oh excuse me, this is 009, and the player we're going to be talking about is Domnissart? Domnissart, I think that's how you pronounce it, but usually I just call him Dome for short. Now, Dome played with a combination of Whitebeard, Lucci, and Akainu, which the only reason this was really rare is the fact that Lucci was part of the team. Now, Akainu, I'm going to tell you right now, this is probably the best Akainu I've ever seen. Comparable to the other players seen that plays Akainu, this Akainu made the right calls. He used Hellhound to a very good rating. He did just amazing with the character, but we're talking about him in a little bit. Let's first mention that this was actually a first to 10 000 series between Bard and T-Baz, which T-Baz was also new to the Zone Game and Go, and Bard was not new, but he was just in there for the, because I asked him to be in there. So other than that, Dome was pretty much like a good player. We met him in a casual game between, I believe it was me and Dofi that met him in casuals, and I was like, hey, sure, hey, you wanna join everything, yada yada yada, and eventually, yeah, he said yes, and he appeared in a first to 5 against Rohawk before the opening act of the very first challenge accepted. Did pretty good. Played with Kung Fu Luffy. That was amazing play with Kung Fu Luffy, by the way. I think Kung Fu Luffy is the character I actually see him being known for. That's why during this tournament, I was really surprised that instead of seeing Kung Fu Luffy start off, it was actually Lucci. So, although I really want to do a Kung Fu Luffy team analysis, I'm going to have to bring out Lucci instead. So, first character we're talking about is going to be Whitebeard. Now, Whitebeard, I believe, is the star of this team, and Whitebeard is the big damage. It is shown that he is capable of doing big damage with Whitebeard, but Whitebeard is not exactly the character he actually comes, I guess, prevails with. Whitebeard is just, just what a big hardcore side character does. It's just come in, deal the damage, leave, that's all. Oscillating throw, in combos after the, what's the move called? Rinkeku, or after you're next, and there you go. That's just he's just an ender. So it was kind of odd seeing him placed up first, but it really didn't matter much because Dome was actually getting a lot of his wins from the Whitebeard play. I believe Whitebeard ended up actually getting banned because of how good he was doing with the character, and just like that, he just did a 100% combo with the combination of Whitebeard and Lucci alone. So there you go. So next character on the list is going to be Lucci. Now Lucci, he did so good with this character. Lucci, I haven't seen Lucci being played with high-level play in
getting dumbed down by this,
ever.
By this Lucci play.
So it was really nice and really refreshing to actually see this 2,500 point character take the stage. Not to mention that he was going against characters like Soba and Shanks and Doflamingo Duel with probably a little bit of ease. And it showed Dome's strength as also being patient, as Lucci is generally viewed as one of the weakest technical-based characters because his power is really, really low. But he has a lot of versatility in his moveset, as well as his different transformations and styles, so that way he can catch opponents off guard. And Dome actually demonstrated that very well when playing his character, when he used them in such a way that made your opponent have to think about what they were going to do next. Not to mention that he pretty much used most of all Lucci's combos in the situation that they were actually given to him by. So in terms of the person was going to drop, he went ahead and said, hey, I'm going to do this short combo so the person drop, I'll be okay. Or like, hey, I'm going to do this long combo so I know you're not going to drop from it, and it works.
Wait, what happened?
And usually Rinkeku is always ending up with Whitebeard coming in and using an oscillating throw just so you can pretty much just end your opponent. Now, another thing about Lucci in these matchups is that despite doing very well, there was a lot of times where he could have killed certain characters with just a regular basic combo of Lucci, despite Lucci's basic combo being incredibly bad. But instead, he relied on technique. But something that Rohawk told me a long time ago is that probably might just be muscle memory. Some people probably use the combo so much they kind of just do it on impact and don't even really think about oh, I can do this instead.
So right now, Dome is.
So on the other end, now we have Akainu. Now Akainu, I don't want to really say Akainu is the anchor because I don't want to really say Akainu is the one pulling the weight of his team because it's not exactly true. I'm thinking it's pretty much all three people that are kind of doing their own worth here. But Akainu, the reason I say he's probably one of the best Akainus I've seen is because he uses the Hellhound properly. Using it as a defense technique, he does combos and uses Hellhound, and found out recently that Hellhound can go under Flame Mirror, so that's one thing. We think about the red counters to A strong style. But Akainu was generally viewed as a very sluggish character, but I think he's one of the most used Logis besides a Koji and Crocodile. Maybe a Nell, probably up there. But Akainu is a slow character, and I know Dofi used the character, but we don't really see a lot of variety in terms of how Akainu is played. But Dome plays the Akainu in more of a, not so much of I'm going to deal as much damage as I possibly can to you. It's more like, let me just be patient, attack when I need to. Okay, I see a person on your side about to die. Let me just go ahead and snipe you out and take it out. Like, he's okay with not finishing you off with a 100% combo because he knows that Akainu eventually can snipe you out with your next, which is a very good thing to think about when you look at Akainu. Akainu is a character. It's a power type character that is, I think, he's used to snipe characters out. Like he's using your next combo right there. He could have obviously killed Jinbei, but instead he went for a different combo instead to knock him out of the way. And now I'm thinking the reasons for that is because when you're using your next applies to the next person. So sometimes you just want to keep that character alive to say that you remember that you can always get killed by me even when you're not in the game. Because certain players like Super Saiyan God, even Alpha King, and Dofi use a lot of jump-in switches, and it's something about the tendency of your next to basically scare them off to even trying to attempt it. Because you got to think about this: if a character does a lot of jump-in switches or range attack switches, their characters are constantly being saved from damage, constantly being using assist to save them from damage, and they're probably like at 10% or so, and they're just in the back, they think they're safe. Akainu just makes that incredibly uncomfortable. Even if you don't hit your next, it puts your opponent in a spot where it's like, I need to be careful because they're always a threat of getting hit by your next. And just like that, using their next on Nami to hit the law and damage the law instead of actually killing off Nami. That way you can just put your opponent in the worst spot and make them think about their switch-ins. You're damaging all of them so that way they will actually reevaluate how they're going to move forward. And that's just something that I see Dome that was doing. He probably wasn't intentionally doing it, but while I was actually watching the matches, I could kind of get that vibe that it was going on during the fights. And overall, his team was actually really fun. Like, I've seen a lot of Whitebeard plays. I've seen a lot of Akainu's. Like I said, he's probably the best Akainu I've seen so far. A lot of people may argue with me there, but I think he's the best Akainu so far. I think Rohawk even agreed with me as well. But in terms of that, Lucci was really fun to watch. Did an amazing job, actually. I believe he actually won the first 2-10 in the 009, if I'm not mistaken. He won the first. I haven't fought him yet. I haven't fought him officially yet. Rohawk has fought him. And I'm going to try to do maybe a Kung Fu Luffy video with him, or Kung Fu Luffy team analysis regarding his character, so that way we can pretty much have a better understanding of his moves. I'm pretty sure he's known more for Kung Fu Luffy because he's like one of the few people who actually plays the character besides him and
Okay, guys, one more time.
I want to say Nomad. Nomad Power plays the character. Yeah, okay. But other than that, guys, thank you for watching this team analysis for One Piece Burning Blood. That's pretty much all I have to talk about with Dome. Besides that, I'm pretty sure he plays a Nell as well. I think. I forgot. Yeah, at the very beginning, I thought he was going to play as a Nell, but he ended up playing as Lucci instead. That's what threw me off. And I never asked him why he decided to do that. But you know, when I watched the video, I don't really have to. I need to ask because it's like he just did an amazing job. Other than that, Dome, thanks for playing. I hope you look at the team analysis video for yourself, and hopefully they gave you a little bit of justice. And don't worry, the next team analysis I'm going to be working on is going to be T-Baz, one of my favorite players, and I just met him. So, until next time, guys, enjoy playing One Piece Burning Blood. Bye.